Hello, welcome to American History 1, United States History 2, 1877, here at Waldorf University Online. I'm Dr. Kevin Mason. I'll be your instructor as we explore the early Republic over the next 8 weeks as we work through these units. A few different things. This is one of my favorite classes. I teach this every semester residentially here in Forest City, Iowa, on campus, where I serve as the chair of the Department of History, Geography, and Political Science. I also teach this course a lot online and really enjoy this class. I'm a rural and environmental historian in the American Midwest. This is kind of in my time period that I write about for research. I've got a book coming out next year that's in this time period. I don't know, this is kind of my thing. So I look forward to sharing it with you over the next 8 weeks. To do that, we've got a few different things we got to do every week. I know we're moving into Blackboard Ultra here, so maybe we've got some a little bit of changes with that. I know as we rolled that out here on the residential campus, that was a challenge for students. We'll work through it. If you got questions, make sure you're reaching out. I'm here to help put you in a position to be successful in the course. The easiest way to get in touch with me is email. If you email me at kevin.mason@waldorf.edu, I will try my best to get back to you really quickly. Sometimes we can use the Ask the Professor forum and that stuff. That takes a little bit more time for me to get back to you because I have to physically get on my computer, where if you shoot me an email, it actually shows up on my watch, and then I'll grab my phone and usually send you a response pretty quick. I really try to get back to students quickly. I realize that as an online student, you've got a lot of stuff going on. As I went through my own educational journey, I was a community college person, and then I got my Bachelor of Science, and then ended up going to grad school for history. Did that, eventually got my PhD in history at Iowa State University. But I also picked up a second master's degree here at Waldorf Online because I wanted to see how it worked. My wife, she's currently a Waldorf Online student working on a master's degree. And I always think about how I see her every week juggling out her assignments and her discussion boards and her actual job and all the things we got to do as a part of our life on a day-to-day basis. And I realize that you've got a lot going on. So if you are stuck on something and you got a question, please reach out. I'm here to help get you unstuck. And I'll try to do that as quickly as possible because I realize maybe you've got limited time and you're trying to set a schedule and work through stuff, and we're in this together. I'll do whatever I can to help put you in a position to be successful, and then you got to do the work and it'll come out fine. So what does that look like this week? In our first week, you've got to do a discussion board. This is going to be every week. You've got an initial discussion board post where you respond to the prompt. That's always going to be due by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. You want to make sure you get that first post up there, so then we can kind of get your response to the question. And then you also need to respond to a classmate by Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that'll be uniform every week. For some students really like to do both at once. They'll post their first one and then they'll also do their follow-up at the same time. Some people like to do their first one, wait, come back, schedule in some more time later to see what your classmates have to say, then respond to that. I'll also be active on the discussion board. I'll respond as usually I do this in the morning, but I do it 7 days a week. I'll respond to whatever new posts are there, and I usually just ask follow-up questions, just to maybe take what you've talked about and get into it a little bit deeper, and you can follow up with those as well for your follow-up posts. That's kind of up to you how you want to do that. Just make sure that you're getting 2 posts in a week, and then that you're driving some meaningful content there. This first week, part of the required unit resources are going to be an article about why study history, and it talks about different reasons why the study of history important are for why it's important for individuals and for society. So make sure that you're using some stuff out of that article. I do obviously want your analysis of it, and that's why there's 2 parts to this week's discussion board. First, you're just going to introduce yourself to your classmates as much as you kind of want to there. I think it's good to kind of get a cross-section of who we are and where we're from and what kind of perspectives we're going to be bringing into the class. One of the things I love about teaching online is online students, all of you have incredible perspectives that are really valuable as we study American history. Some of you have a lot of different life experiences, whether that's from in the military and your professional career, maybe it's through years of life, whether you've spent your whole life in one place or traveled around a lot. I think we all bring something to the table, and I think that's why we have the first part of that discussion board question. So introduce yourself however you feel comfortable. We want to get to know you a little bit as we're going to be working together for the next couple of months. Then you're going to read that Stearns article, and you're going to talk about kind of which of the reasons that he presents for studying history do you most agree with. And then kind of which one connected to you the most personally. As you kind of do that, I want you to think about the questions that are there on the discussion board. You'll click on that. There's 4 total questions, but just make sure you're interacting with that article, representing your viewpoint, and advancing the conversation. And then make sure you get both posts in by the deadline. Discussion boards can't be late because they're participatory. That's a university policy, not my policy. So I'll grade those on Wednesday morning. And then it is what it is. Your first post is worth 50% of the grade. The other post is worth the other 50% of the grade. So if you do one and not the other, you're at a maximum of 50% for that assignment. Make sure you're getting them both in there. Make sure you're getting it done on time. And do your best to have a good conversation. We can all learn from each other. We all bring something of value to the table. And I really look forward to the good conversations we're going to have in this class. The other thing you've got this week is the Unit 1 assignment. So one of the things that we're going to be doing this year is going way back into Paleo America, or what we'd call Ancient America. I think about this as Indigenous North America. We're going to be looking at this in the text. You'll see researchers, archaeologists, historians, geologists, and others continue to discover new and exciting information about kind of Columbian cultures in North America. As somebody that studies the American Midwest, which a lot of people find pretty boring, and I work a lot with our indigenous peoples in this area, especially in my research, I'm always learning new things, and I think there's all sorts of new things to understand. And so as you do this, I want you to read through the Unit 1 lesson in Section 1.1 from the online textbook, watch the required videos, select one tribal culture, an event, or a theory discussed that relates to this time period. Once you've selected the topic, go to the Waldorf Online Library, use the library guide in the course, and locate a peer-reviewed full-text article that focuses on your topic. This is a really good way to get us using expert voices. We talk about this and making sure we're doing good research that's in line with kind of our scholarly goals, being college students. Select an article that you're confident that you'll be able to use to write an analysis and a reflection. So there's 2 parts to the assignment. First, you have your article content analysis. So in the content analysis section, it's got to be 300 words and discuss the content of the article you selected. So make sure you kind of find those key themes in the article, provide a summary of the thesis and the main parts, and work to provide an insightful and thorough analysis of the article using cited evidence from the article. This is not necessarily your personal opinion, although that'll factor into maybe how you talk about it. And don't pull in any additional resources. You just need to focus on kind of this one article. Use in-text citations and a reference for the article, and make sure that you're putting that at the end of your written work. I really like this assignment because it gives us a chance to practice the skills we're going to use on our research for the rest of the course. I mean, if you can get this APA stuff down, you can get using the online library down, you're in really great shape to do what you need to do over the next 8 weeks. The article reflection, which is part 2, is going to be just 200 words, and it's your reflection on the article. So where in the first part you're really focused on the article itself, this is your response to that. So you're considering the viability of the thesis, how they collected data, what the article said, and your response to that. So I want you to provide kind of insightful personal viewpoints on the success of the article and its findings. You're not required to use in-text citations in part 2 of this, but make sure that you're doing a good job referencing back to the article in a meaningful way. You're going to combine 1 and 2 in the same document. This sometimes trips people up, and then submit them. And the total paper should be at least 2 pages in length, plus a title page and your reference there at the bottom on kind of a bibliography. There's some other guidelines there for working on this assignment. So one of the good strategies there, and I think this carries for all the weeks of the course, make sure you read this stuff first. Read the Unit 1 study guide, read the required unit resources, including the textbook. And after you've kind of seen all that Unit 1 material, look at the assignment rubric so you know how it's going to be scored. I think that's a really important skill. Then take time to kind of look through and do your research. Once you get into the online library, follow there's some specific academic resources that are listed in the syllabus schedule document for this. JSTOR and Academic Search Ultimate are ones that students really find a lot of success using. Reach out if you have any questions on this. I love doing research. It's kind of why I do what I do. And I'm happy to help however I can. If you find an article that doesn't work, don't use it. Pick something else. I know that can be frustrating where it's like you start reading and you're like, this isn't it. Well, maybe it's not it. And then just find another one that you're more interested in. You have a lot of freedom with this assignment to find something that you are interested in as it relates to Paleo-Indian cultures. And there's a lot of cool stuff that you could be looking at. Then think about it. Make sure that you're going through the who, what, where, why, these 5 W's. It gives you some other advice in there. And then it provides a bunch of resources in the syllabus schedule, whether it's like academic versus conversational tone. You're going to get to practice both of these in this assignment. Academic in the first part, conversational in your reflection part, part 2. There's a tips on essay writing tutorial. There's a link to submit to the Student Writing Center. And then there's some help with APA style. If this is something you're not familiar with, we use it in all of our Waldorf online classes. So it's worth getting down and figuring out. And as you do that, again, reach out if you have questions. I'm here to help. There's good people at the Writing Center that are here to help. Library folks, they love helping. You're in a position where we want to support you and see you have success here. A couple of other pieces I just want to talk about quick before we wrap up this video. I know it's getting pretty long for Unit 1 here. Don't cheat. This is a thing we've seen in different ways. I mean, I've been teaching here at Waldorf for 12 years, and it used to be a lot of copy and pasting from the internet, and that shows up in your kind of scans. I can see the percentage of outside content you're bringing in. If it hits a certain level, you're going to either lose points or get a 0 for the assignment. Same goes for AI-generated cheating. This is more of a new thing, but it's a thing that we are scanning for now, and I can tell you, I've been putting in so many academic integrity violations for this. So just don't do it. I understand that, especially as you get time crunched or something, maybe it's easier to hop over to ChatGPT or one of the AI pages and input these prompts and then copy and paste anything. First, we'll see it. I'll run it through copy leaks. And if you're getting those high percentage matches there, you're going to fail the assignment. And if it happens more than once, you're probably going to fail the course. And we don't want to do that. You're here to learn. You're here to develop new skills. In order to do that, you have to do the work. Some students have been running into problems with Grammarly, where if you use Grammarly as an extension on your browser, if you're kind of clicking through it and you've written your own stuff and then you're using it, it'll drive up those percentages, but in a way that I think isn't quite as egregious. Like if you're using Grammarly and hitting the AI generate button, it'll be 100% match, and then you'll fail the assignment. A lot of times I'll let you redo it the first time, but let's just not have a problem with it. Do your work. Otherwise, make sure you're reaching out with questions. Make sure you're setting a schedule so you can work through the course in a meaningful way. And then if you do have stuff come up, make sure you're reaching out. I try to be as flexible as I can with the university guidelines when it comes to deadlines and that stuff. I want you to be in a position to do your best work, to learn as much as you can, and to hopefully enjoy learning about the early republic over the next 8 weeks. So if you got questions, reach out. I'm here to help. Good luck this week.